You are Locked On Buffaloes POSTCAST, powered by Mile High Sports, part of Locked On Sports Denver on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Buff Nation, what is going on, everybody? And welcome on into your Locked On Buffs POSTCAST. I am your host, Aniello Piro. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and was up and at it for the Colorado Buffaloes game today. A 10 a.m. local time kickoff for Colorado as they pitch a shutout today, folks. An absolute shutout against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Your final score, 52-0, as the Colorado Buffaloes end the regular season on not just a high note, but a mile high note. And now we see where the dominoes fall. We see where the Buffaloes will end up. And maybe they get lucky tomorrow. Maybe they get a couple of losses. We'll go through some of the tiebreakers throughout the course of the show. But hope everybody's doing well. I'm your host, Aniello Piro. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you guys are watching live on YouTube on your Locked On Sports Denver YouTube channel. And today's episode of your Locked On Buffs POSTCAST is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Be sure to check out our friends over at Game Time and let them know that Locked On Buffs sent you. But folks, wow, what a final showing from Shedeur and Travis and the defense in what will likely be, well, not likely, it is the final game for a lot of these guys in front of the Folsom Field crowd, a sold-out crowd. What else would you expect from this club and this team right now? But they deliver an absolutely stellar performance. The Buffs' first shutout since the year 2015 against a school that I've never even heard of. I just picked up on that at the end of the broadcast, but we are broadcasting live from number 38 in Rhino. This has been our home for all of our Colorado Buffaloes watch parties between the partnership of Locked On Sports and Mile High Sports. And, man, where to begin? I mean, Colorado just got out to an absolutely blazing start, 21-0 out of the gate. Stalled a little bit there in the second quarter. Looked like they were getting a little lazy, a little lackadaisical. But then Colorado turns on the afterburners in the third and the fourth quarter. It looked like a different team after the second quarter in the second half, that is. 17 points for CU in the third, followed by 14 points in the fourth, all unanswered. Oklahoma State did not score today, and what has just been a tumultuous season for the Cowboys. Remember, before the season started, the expectation was Oklahoma State, Kansas, and Utah were all going to be vying for those two conference championship spots. Instead, it's been completely different. It's been Colorado. It's been Arizona State. It's been BYU. It's been, who am I missing? Iowa State is the fourth school there. And, you know, all the Buff fans out there are going to be watching pretty intently as the Colorado Buffaloes wait to see where they're going to end up, which bowl game they're going to play in. But as far as today goes, man, a lot to get into, Travis Hunter all but shored up his Heisman Trophy candidacy. 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for Travis Hunter today. Oh, and an interception. He had a touchdown and an interception in the first quarter of the game. And then he finishes it up with 116 receiving yards today for Trav. I mean, he's just absolutely dominant. But believe it or not, he was not the leading receiver of the game for Colorado. It was actually one LaJohntay Wester who popped off today for 11 receptions and 175 yards. And, you know, just 2 touchdowns. Nothing too shabby. 5 touchdowns combined from LaJohntay Wester and Travis Hunter. And Micah Welch, the running back, got the party started for Colorado with the first touchdown of the game there in the first quarter. I believe that was on the first drive as well. So everything coming up aces for Colorado's offense today. And like I said, the last time we'll see Shedeur and Travis at Folsom Field, and boy, oh boy, was that a game to remember. My buddy Chase Howell, who I do the SCO show with on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel, he was up there. Can't wait to talk with him about the ambiance and the environment. You saw the celebrities that were up there. You had 2 Chainz, you had Trippie Redd, you had Aqib Talib. I mean, it is just absolutely spectacular to see what Folsom Field and what Coach Prime has transformed Colorado football into, man. Nothing short of spectacular. But go ahead and drop some comments, guys. Let me know how you guys are feeling out there after the Colorado Buffaloes 52-0 win over the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And really, it wasn't even close, guys. I mean, let's go over some of these stats. I mean, they just dominated every single aspect of this game. Colorado had 26 first downs compared to only 10 for Oklahoma State. Colorado had 438 passing yards, 471 total yards of offense. You know how many yards of total offense Oklahoma State had? You want to guess? 147. 147 total yards of offense for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And it's not like last week where, Colorado just didn't have, Kansas essentially doubled Colorado in time of possession. It was actually pretty split today, 32-29 for Colorado compared to 27-31 for Oklahoma State. So it's not like Oklahoma State didn't have the ball, but Colorado just did a great job of keeping their foot on the gas throughout the course of the game, really outside of that second quarter. I mean, the only advantage that Oklahoma State had in this game was the rushing attack. They had 70 yards to Colorado's 33, but we all know that as much as I want Colorado to try to establish the run, we all know and understand that the Buffs are a pass-first team, and that's exactly why you saw 5 touchdown receptions combined from Travis Hunter and LaJohntay Wester. I'm going to spend, I think, the entire second segment of this show talking Travis Hunter because – look, man, I know that Colorado's had a Heisman winner in years past. I know that Colorado's had a national championship in years past, but I don't think there's any possible way that you can compare what Travis Hunter has been doing this season. And, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And I actually got a text. So I interviewed DJ McKinney, the Colorado cornerback who had a pick 6 today. DJ didn't text me, but his boy did. I was able to interview him earlier this year. And for those of you that don't know, DJ McKinney was a cornerback last year for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. So how poetic is it for him to get a pick 6 against his former team? I mean, that's got to feel good. And, he did the little dog tinkle type of celebration there, which ended up getting him flagged. But that pick 6 meant a lot for DJ McKinney. And really, that was the cherry on top for this game. A lot of different guys getting involved in this matchup for the Colorado Buffaloes, both on offense and defense. Pads were popping today. A lot of big hits for CU. I mean, I could hear them, on the TV through the speakers here at number 38. I mean, Colorado clearly, and I said this on the pregame show here at number 38, I expected Colorado to come out and thoroughly dominate this game. I didn't expect a 52-0 shutout, though. I mean, and I get that Oklahoma State's on a down year. It has not gone according to plan for them. They're 0-9 in conference play, which is a little bit hard to believe considering they were supposed to be, not even supposed to be, they were considered one of the favorites in the conference entering into the season. But Colorado clearly ticked off at how they performed last week against Kansas and end up ending the regular season on an extremely high note with that 52-0 shutout. But man, what an absolutely dominant performance across the board. Shedeur Sanders had a great game. I mean, a lot of guys on defense made some big-time stops. Taj McCoy had a nice game. We haven't talked about Taj McCoy for the most part on this show. BJ Green doing his thing. There's just a lot of different guys. Cameron Craig, by his standards, maybe not a great game, but he didn't have one because that's how just ferocious the defensive line and just everything about this Colorado defense was today. Levante Bentley as well. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on of how just dominant this Colorado team was today. I mean, really not a lot to nitpick. I guess the one negative was that check. And we're back. Sorry about that. Just saw I got the prompt on my screen that my mic unplugged. But as I was saying, the one thing that I think you can nitpick with this Colorado Buffaloes team was Shedeur Sanders getting sacked today. I mean, that was the one primary negative takeaway that I think you had from this game. Let me see here. I'm using a different box score than I typically do. Sacks. He got it sacked at least 6 times. Hold on. Colorado kicking. I can't find it in front of me, but I know that Shedeur was, running for his life a few times out there today. And, there was a couple of plays, though, where it was on the offensive line. There was that one drive there in the second quarter where they were essentially first and goal, and they ended up nearly at midfield because how Shedeur was getting pushed back and this and that, however it may go. Some of those were on Shedeur for not getting rid of the ball as quickly as he should have. But at the end of the day, man, you can't complain about a 52 to nothing shutout. I mean, that's just kind of nitpicking at this point. But all in all, what a tremendous way to end the regular season for the Colorado Buffaloes. You absolutely love to see it. And now we'll see where their fate ends up. They've done their part. They finished the regular season 9-3, need a couple of losses, need a Texas Tech win, and you might be able to sneak into that Big 12 championship game and then hopefully a spot in the college football playoff. It's a shame they lost last week to Kansas, but that's last week. This week is this week, and Colorado turned out a dominant performance. All right, folks, I'm going to hit my first break. When we come back, we'll talk a little Travis Hunter for Heisman Trophy, as I think he locked that thing up today. No disrespect to Cam Ward and Ashton Gentry. I keep wanting to say Gentry. I don't know why I keep wanting to say that. Ashton Gentry. Ugh. I don't know why that's like stuck in my head that way. No disrespect to any of those guys. I saw that he fumbled today. The Boise State running back did. So that might, he had to have a generational game today to even come close to narrowing that gap. And the fact that he has a fumble on the heels of a game where Travis Hunter has 3 touchdowns and an interception and 100+ yards receiving. I don't know about y'all, but to me, it's set in stone. So let's hit a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little Travis Hunter for Heisman. Go ahead and drop some comments, guys. Let me know how you guys are feeling out there after the Colorado Buffaloes destroy the Oklahoma State Cowboys 52-0. Back in just a moment. Drop some comments. Let me know how you're feeling. All right, you guys, let me tell you about our friends over at Game Time. And if you're not getting your tickets for Buffs games, any sporting event, concerts, comedy, theater, I don't know what to tell you, because Game Time is the premier destination for the premier ticket marketplace, for getting all of your tickets. And Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Guys, I've personally used Game Time. I remember I think it was June or July. Billy Joel was in town. I had never used Game Time before, and I kept doing the reach for the Locked On Rockies postcast. I ended up sniping some tickets for me, my mom, and my dad on Game Time, got a nice little discount, and had a great time at the Billy Joel concert. And guys, let me tell you about some of my favorite overall perks of Game Time. I told you about Game Time Picks, where curation makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, and theater. But my personal favorite feature is their all-in pricing. When you toggle this feature on the app or on the website, it shows you the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. There's nothing worse than having a $50 ticket. You go and put it in your cart, and now it's $75 in the blink of an eye. Well, you can correct that with the all-in pricing feature on Game Time. Plus, you can get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, and the lowest ticket price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you not just 100% of the difference, but 110% of the difference. And your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms, they do apply. Again, create an account and redeem with code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, guys, welcome on back into your Locked On Buffs postcast. I am your host, Aniello Piro. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me today on this Black Friday that feels like a Saturday. I don't know what you want to call it, but, I woke up today, and so number 38, when, during the weekday, they do different food specials for lunch, and, I walked up there trying to get, the regular stuff for dinner, and they're like, we're not doing dinner just yet. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's Friday. Because that's not the case on a Saturday here. But I'm your host, Aniello Piro. You guys can follow me on social media at Media by AP. Do me a favor, guys. Make sure to like this video if you're watching live on YouTube, and smash that subscribe button. That way you guys never, ever. Why does this keep happening? Hold on. I think you guys can still hear me, but it's not coming through my board. This happened on the pregame show. Hold on. Let me straight out my cord. Maybe that has something to do with it. Audio. someone want to drop a comment. Let me know if you could hear me. I think I'm coming through my mic speaker right now, but as long as you guys can hear me, I'll keep going. I don't know what is going on. Hold on, I think I have a backup cord. Sorry about this, guys. A little technical difficulty. All right, we're going to have to just roll through the punches. Hold on, let me try this one more time. All right, there we go. Now it came back up. So I think you guys should be able to hear me through my headset instead of coming through my computer speaker. But as I was saying, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe, so that way you guys never, ever miss an episode of your Locked On Buffs postcast. But all right, let's get right into it. Travis Hunter for Heisman Trophy. As I said, no disrespect to any of the other guys out there. I know Cam Ward's had a great season. Ashton Jeanty has had a great season as well, the running back for Boise State. But Travis Hunter just might be the most talented. We know he's the most talented player in college football this year. But I think you're talking about a historically talented guy. You know, I know Skip Bayless has been going on and on and on about how he'll be the most athletic and versatile player in NFL history. I agree with that. I mean, if you were on the fence about Travis Hunter not winning the Heisman Trophy today, I mean, I would think that today solidified it all for everybody. I mean, 3 touchdown receptions, an interception, and he dropped like 2 other potential interceptions that, you know, if you would have caught those, I mean, you're talking almost a 3-3 day. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You know how incredible that would have been? I mean, there's just nobody like Travis Hunter in college football. And again, no disrespect to any of the other candidates, but the way that I see it is at the end of the day, you're talking about a guy that is a dual threat playmaker. I mean, like, he's a 1A, 1B on offense and defense. I don't really know if he's better at offense or defense. That's the crazy part to me, is like his level of play on both sides of the field on offense and defense is essentially mirrors each other. And it's one thing, you know, if he's a tremendous 5-star top tout receiver and a solid quarterback. But again, you're talking about a guy that is an elite level wide receiver as well as an elite level quarterback and doesn't take plays off. How do you not give him the Heisman Trophy? That's how I personally see it. And look, I know he was the runaway favorite over the last few weeks. I think minus 400, minus 500. He was 50-1 before the season. And the only thing I don't like about living in Colorado right now is Colorado is one of the few states where you can't bet on individual college player props. So I was unable to bet Heisman Trophy. Shame on me. But you want to talk about easy money? I mean, that was absolute. And look, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's absolutely worth some pizza money before the season, even during the season. I mean, I don't think his odds started to dwindle until midway through October when he. And that's the thing. If Travis Hunter wins the Heisman Trophy this year, he forced the issue. They didn't want to give Travis Hunter the Heisman Trophy. Travis Hunter is getting the Heisman Trophy because the voters might not have another option. That's how good he's been. And so, you know, another guy that I think needs some Heisman love, obviously he's not going to win it. I mean, Shedeur Sanders has been incredible. He's been absolutely incredible. One of, if not the best quarterback in the nation. And I know you want to talk about Cam Ward with Miami, but Shedeur Sanders, you know, I don't even think he cracked the top 5 in Heisman odds at any point throughout the course of the season. But, you know, you want to talk about a guy that's setting Travis Hunter and setting LaJohntay Wester and setting all these guys up for success. There's a reason why Shedeur Sanders is being talked about as a potential number 1 overall pick. I mean, we are on track. It really depends on which teams are going to have those top couple of picks. But you are looking at a potential of Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders going 1-2 in the NFL draft. I think it's only happened a couple of times in football history, sports history even maybe. But there's just not enough good things that you could say about Travis Hunter and what he's able to do on the football field. And I think today he absolutely locked up the Heisman Trophy, in my opinion. Again, for Travis, 10 receptions for 116 yards and not 1 touchdown, not 2 touchdowns, but 3 touchdowns for Travis Hunter. What more does this guy have to do? Why was he not nominated for the Jim Thrope Award? Someone explain that to me. Yet Coach Prime, after the fact, or, you know, in his press conference earlier this week, saying he's going to just give him his. I mean, it's a disgrace. And I understand that you don't want to have one guy win every single award, but if there's anybody that's deserving of that, it's Travis Hunter. There's no other way to slice it. Don't ever mention a running back next to Travis Hunter ever again, says Brooklyn Bay. I agree, my man, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Ashton Jeanty. I'm really not. He's a phenomenal player. A tremendous player. I mean, you love Ashton Jeanty. He's a top-tier player, but he ain't Travis Hunter. I can tell you that. He is not Travis Hunter. There's a one-of-one Travis Hunter. And I don't know how many of y'all remember this. You remember after the first game last year against TCU, after they upset TCU on the road, Coach Prime's talking about, well, you know, he catches one of those balls, makes that interception. The Heisman's on the, you know, we got a hot tub on the plane. The Heisman's chilling at his crib right now. This has always been the vision for Coach Prime and Travis Hunter, is to get him to this big stage. And now he's going to get everything that he's deserved, highlighted, of course, by the Heisman Trophy. Shout out Travis Hunter, man. Shout out Shedeur Sanders. Shout out LaJohntay Wester. But I think Travis Hunter did everything he needed to today to show the voters why he's the best player in college football and why he's deserving of winning the Heisman Trophy. All right, let me hit my final break. We'll come back and get ready to wrap it up here. We'll go over some of the scenarios for Colorado as they look to make that Big 12 championship game and look to make that college football playoff, and a couple of closing thoughts on today's dominant victory for CU, 52-0, your final score. I'm Aniello Piro. This is your Locked On Buffs postcast. Back in just a moment, folks. All right, you guys, let me tell you about our friends over at FanDuel. There's my overlay. And guys, get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. And guys, I say it every single time I do the FanDuel read. I am an active FanDuel user. It is my personal favorite sportsbook, and I know it will be yours too. Be sure to check out our friends over at FanDuel. And if you bet the Buffs -16.5, -17 today, congratulations. That's about as no sweat as it gets for a spread of that magnitude as the Colorado Buffaloes take care of business. I believe they hit the over on their own. Hold on, let me confirm here real quick. Alex, what was the over today? 66.5. So we didn't get the over. I had to, yell across the bar because I know we talked about it on the pregame show today. So 66.5 is the total for the game today. So Colorado essentially almost scored 66 points on their own with a 52-0 shutout. But guys, be sure to check out our friends over at FanDuel, FanDuel.com/LockedOn, and let them know that Locked On Buffs sent you. All right, you guys, wrapping it up here on your Locked On Buffs postcast. I am your host, Aniello Piro. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Do me a favor. Like this video, smash that subscribe button, and check me out on social media at Media by AP. Really appreciate all of your guys' support. It's been a fun season, man. I do Locked On Buffs. I do Locked On Broncos. I do Locked On Nuggets. Plenty to talk about on the channel here, so make sure to subscribe to your Locked On Sports Denver YouTube channel. And I say this because I know there's a lot of CU fans that come in and watch the show, but maybe you're not from Colorado. Maybe you're not a Nuggets fan. If you want to watch the Travis Hunter of basketball, go watch the Denver Nuggets and watch your Locked On Nuggets postcast, because that is what Nikola Jokic is. You're talking about, and think about this as well from just a Colorado sports perspective. You have Nathan McKinnon, who won the MVP last year in hockey. You have Nikola Jokic, who won his 3rd MVP award last year in the NBA. You've got the Colorado Buffaloes, who have had a tremendous season. You're going to have a Heisman Trophy winner and a top pick in Shedeur Sanders. And now you've got the Denver Broncos, who are on the right track at 7-5 with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. I mean, what a time to be a Colorado sports fan, man. Seriously, what a time. But so here are some of the clinching scenarios for Colorado. So this is how Colorado is going to be able to get into the Big 12 championship game. Obviously, we checked the win off the box, right? That was the necessary one. Without a win today, you could kiss it all goodbye, because that would have been their 4th loss. But so now you got the win. You need a BYU loss and a Texas Tech win, or an Arizona State loss and an Iowa State loss. Those are the 2 teams above Colorado right now in the standings. There's still 2 more scenarios, though. Iowa State loss and a BYU loss, or an Arizona State loss and a BYU loss. So you need a combination of either a BYU, Arizona State, and Iowa State loss and a Texas Tech win, but in that scenario, you need BYU to lose. But what you really need is 2 of BYU, Arizona State, or Iowa State to lose this weekend. If that happens with the Buffs win today, you're going to have a chance to make the college football playoff. You're going to have a chance to represent CU in the Big 12 championship game. So that's exactly where we're at right now. But like I said, the Colorado Buffaloes did their job today, taking care of business against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Your final score, 52-0. Go ahead and drop some comments, guys. Let me know how you're feeling out there. Anything you want to chit-chat about, any big takeaways from the game today, go ahead and let me know as we get ready to wrap it up here on your Locked On Buffs postcast. But I can't wait to see how it shakes out. And I'm so happy for Buff Nation out there. Like my boy DB, he's in the building talking about, he's a CU alum, and he was there when the football team was awful. Historically, in the last 15, 20 years, Colorado's football team has not been very good. But at the end of the day, what we've seen this season is absolutely nothing short of spectacular. So soak it in, live it in. And let me tell you this. I don't know if you guys saw this. Maybe you guys were in your food comas after Thanksgiving. Did you see the amount of recruits that committed to Colorado yesterday? You guys see? I saw a tweet today that Colorado is tied with TCU for the best recruiting class in the Big 12, but they have the most 4- and 5-star recruits of anybody in the Big 12. We talked about Julian Lewis, the 5-star quarterback commit that they had last week, commit to the Colorado Buffaloes. He's finishing up his high school season right now. The future is very, very, very bright for Colorado, and I don't think Coach Prime's going anywhere. I understand that the end of this season was a disappointment in regards to losing to Kansas, but you come back with a vengeance today. You get the job done. And now, well, like I said in the beginning of the show, we'll see where the dominoes fall. So I'm excited for it, man. It has been an absolute pleasure doing all these shows. Hopefully we got a few more. I know we're obviously going to have one more show this season with the bowl game, but then hopefully we get some college football playoff, and maybe a little bit of Colorado Buffaloes magic. But kind of in conclusion today, folks, everything coming up CU Buffs. Shedeur Sanders, 34 for 41, 438 passing yards, 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. The receiving core, LaJohntay Wester, 11 for 175 and 2 touchdowns. Travis Hunter, 10 for 116 and 3 touchdowns. It's over. The Heisman Trophy conversation is a wrap. GG's to everybody out there. Whoop, little Heisman, little high step right there as well. Will Shepard, 6 for 67, and the defense did their part, shutting down Oklahoma State 52-0. Colorado finishes the regular season 9-3 with a 7-2 conference record. What else is there to say, folks? What else is there to say? Make sure to like this video, subscribe on YouTube. You guys can follow me on social media at Media by AP. Hope everybody had a very good and plentiful Thanksgiving, and that's going to do it for me. We'll talk to you after the next Buff game. Hopefully it's a Big 12 championship game. We'll break it all down right here on your Locked On Buffs postcast. Make sure to subscribe to that channel so that you guys never, ever miss an episode. But Skull Buffs, 52-0. Enjoy your Friday afternoon, folks, and we'll talk to you after the next game. Have a good one.